Hey, hey, television family, back. It is Friday, 11th day of October, 2024. I'm Dan Coons. Thanks for starting your day with us. Thanks for starting your weekend with us. And it's going to be a drop-dead gorgeous weekend. Yeah, we have some haze and some clouds out there. They're pretty high up in the atmosphere. They're not going to stick around very long. We'll have quite a bit of sunshine today. Another day of temperatures above normal, well above normal on Saturday and Sunday and Monday. And Tuesday night, things start to change. But for the next 3.5, 4 days anyway, going to be really nice. Don't forget, Monday is a holiday. It's the second Monday in October, and that is Columbus Day, as federally recognized. A lot of places don't recognize it, but the federal government does. So just a quick heads up, and it's late. It's as late as Columbus Day can be, the second Monday in October. So I just wanted to remind you of that. And you're going, hey, how come my bank is closed? Well, your bank does business with the Fed and can't do business when you can't do business. In any event, weather forecast is coming up. News as well. Seahawks, well, you know, Seahawks. 3 turnovers. They couldn't run at all. San Francisco won, and it could have been worse. Reaction from a couple of Seahawks, the coach for sure, about what the heck happened last night at Lumen Field. But I had a good night, although I'm a little tired. I'm going to be honest with you. I stayed up and watched the Yankee game, and so I'm a little punky today. I'll get a nap in. I have to get a nap in because I'm working tonight. We got Eastmont and Eisenhower on television right here on the NCW Live channel, 7 o'clock kickoff. Looking forward to that. Lots of things going on, and Pete Van Well will be my guest in the back half of the program. He's a local Rotarian, and all 4 of the local Rotarian clubs in the Wenatchee Valley are going to be participating in their long-standing effort to eradicate polio. They're not done with it yet, but they're almost there. They're going to have a special event at the Pybus next Saturday, the 19th, and then they're going to do they're going to take over the tap room at Hellbent Brewing as well. All of it. Fundraisers, and Pete Van Well, our good friend, will be joining me in the back half of the program. The tour begins now, which is now. At 2 minutes after the hour, we're still not to sunrise yet, but there's still enough ambient light that we can see what we want to see. Sunrise this morning, by the way, will be at 7:15, about 12 minutes from now. Sunset tonight, 6:19. 11 hours and 5 minutes of daylight. We hit 66, by the way, yesterday, although it felt kind of warmer than that. You can see the clouds. They won't be around much longer. Trust me on that. Camera 2 on our morning tour takes us up to Blag, I believe, Blag Mountain, high above Peshastin. Somewhere down there is Leavenworth. It hasn't gone anywhere to my knowledge. How's Oktoberfest going? I don't know. I haven't gone. Is that snow at the very tip top of the Cascades, the enchantments? I don't know. Kind of looks that way. We have a lot of bright lights in the studio, and sometimes it's hard to tell what I'm looking at and what you're looking at is cleaner and crisper than what I can see here. Anyway, that's the Black Mountain camera, I'm pretty sure. Camera number 3 is up to Billy Goat, of course. Stunning view up there. Looks like they have a few high clouds, but it makes for a very pretty sunrise. Up to the north of us, good morning to Pateris. Good morning to Brewster, and all points to the north of us right now. Omak, you're at 39 degrees here in the big city, 43. And finally, we wrap up our tour with, I believe that's the Wahatus camera. Yep, yeah, because you can see downtown Wahatus from there. You can see the Wahatus Hilton, the Wahatus Dome, the Wahatus International Airport. It's all right there. Good morning to our friends quite a bit to the southeast of us here in our viewing area, and it looks like they have a little more blue sky out there. All the clouds are quite high in the atmosphere, which means it will dissipate and be gone Johnson in the not too distant future. Cooler temps, more normal temps are on the way, especially by the time we get to Wednesday for sure, and Thursday even more so. So we're under the influence of this big dome of high pressure, and it's keeping everybody high and dry, and temperatures well above normal. And it's going to be dry right through Tuesday morning. And then later on Tuesday, things get a little unsettled as a trough is going to come into our region. So, and all the computer models are in agreement, according to the National Weather Service, that we're going to see considerably cooler temperatures, and best of all, widespread precipitation by Wednesday and Thursday. And boy, could we need the rain. We need it bad. We need a bunch of rain. We don't need a flood, but we need rain, and hopefully it'll come towards the back half of next week. From the National Weather Service, partly sunny today because we have the cloud cover, but it's going to be nice. We'll top off at about 69. That's about 5 degrees above normal. Clouds will keep us pretty mild tonight, 45 for the overnight low. It'll be partly cloudy skies. Nothing but sunshine Saturday. We'll be at least in the lower 70s, could even bump up to the mid 70s by the end of the day on Saturday. Not quite record high territory, but pretty nice. Sunday, close to a record high temperature. Very close on Sunday. The high temperature on the 13th day of October, which is Sunday, is 77. We're going to be right at it on Sunday, and again on Columbus Day Monday with quite a bit of sunshine. Unseasonably warm, slightly cooler on Tuesday. The real transition is going to be Tuesday night. That's when the trough is really going to come into north central Washington. We're going to cloud up. We have about a 60% chance of rain on Tuesday night, spilling into Wednesday. In fact, we have a good chance of rain Tuesday night, Wednesday, and on into Wednesday night. And I say, bring it on, folks. Got no problems with that. All right, that's your forecast. After a 2-minute break, the news. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Medicare annual election period is here, and the rumors are true. Health Alliance and Assurance Northwest Medicare Advantage plans are not available beginning January 1st, 2025. Now, there are 2 new Medicare Advantage plans that will be replacing them. But to quickly answer many of your questions, go to our website and click on Plan Termination. You can also come to one of our sales and education meetings. You don't have to be a current client. We'll be providing everyone a folder with step-by-step instructions on finding a new plan for next year.
Beautiful sunrise, lots of high clouds, 43 degrees. The clouds and the sun will have a tug of war. Sun will have the upper hand. Well into the 60s today, into the 70s, right into the holiday Monday and Tuesday, and then big changes coming on Wednesday. It's 8.5 minutes after the hour. Chelan County Commissioners plan a public workshop on October 21st. The idea, they're going to talk about the new ordinance that will address homeless encampments that are set up on county property. The 3-member board began work on a draft ordinance last month in the wake of a United States Supreme Court decision that allows local governments to remove unsheltered people from public property if their ordinances allow it. Chelan County's proposed ordinance would allow sheriff's deputies to trespass those who camp on county property without permission, while giving them an option to appeal the order to a hearing examiner. Subsequent violations would be a misdemeanor crime. Beyond the October 21st workshop, County Board Chairman Kevin Overbay says completing the language of the ordinance and the procedures needed to enforce the ordinance may require further hearings. The Leavenworth City Council passed a resolution opposing I-2117. That's the initiative that would repeal the Climate Commitment Act. The Climate Commitment Act of 2021 is the state's cap and invest program that's designed to help the state meet its goal of reducing carbon emissions by 95% by the year 2050. The act has added $2.15 billion to the state's budget in support a transition to clean energy economies. Political Action Committee Let's Go Washington gathered enough signatures to get the initiatives on the November ballots. Leavenworth joins other cities, including Seattle, Sammamish, Redmond, and Kenmore, in opposing the initiative. The Political Action Committee behind the push to undo the Climate Commitment Act has been fined $20,000 for violating state campaign laws. Let's Go Washington, sponsored by hedge fund manager Brian Haywood, is only on the hook for $10,000 because half that fine is suspended. The state's Public Disclosure Commission ruled on Wednesday that Let's Go Washington failed to report the sub-vendors it used to gather signatures during the petition drive to get its 3 initiatives on the ballot, and they also failed to produce campaign records when the PDC requested them. Haywood's PAC formed in 2022 and pushed initiatives that would repeal the state's capital gains tax, the Climate Commitment Act, and portions of the long-term care services benefit, all of which were passed into law in recent years. Earlier this year, the Chelan PUD acquired the Peshastin Water District, and they took on more than $1 million in system debt when they did so. And their plan is about $2.6 million in improvements. And in order to pay for this, the PUD looked at what's called an adder for Peshastin water rates to cover those improvement costs. Well, a former Peshastin Water Commissioner, Steve Keene, is now running as a challenger to veteran PUD Commissioner Randy Smith. He's seeking a 4th 6-year term. The Peshastin Water District deal is among those issues in that campaign, and we asked about it during our ongoing series of interviews with local candidates for office.
I think the process has been very equitable, and we spent a couple of years looking at the Peshastin water system. When the request came to us for acquisition, our staff did a lot of discussion, deliberation, and negotiation with the Peshastin Water District to come up with a rate and a process for acquisition that would meet everybody's needs. We are very concerned always that rates be comparable throughout the county. We recognize that Peshastin has a higher number of low income, and there will be adjustments because we do have a low income discount program for water. And so we're making sure that comes into play in this process. And the adder you talk about, we went with a very small adder, and it kept the Peshastin rates comparable to where our rates are going to be over the next several years. We didn't seek out the Peshastin system. They came to us, and we, with our dedication to serving the people of Chelan County, said, we're here to help. How can we help you best? And once that process got started, we came to a conclusion that I believe most of the residents of Peshastin felt was equitable, and we got good feedback at the end of that process. So I'm comfortable with where we landed.
I think mostly I'm happy with it. There's a couple issues. You mentioned the rate adder as being deferred. That's not the case. Okay. The rate adder was put on immediately when we had the system taken over at the end of March. They added $3 per customer, residential customer, and additional for commercial and industrial water. It was supposed to be for a 3-year period, which would increase in the same rate structure essentially as what the PUD has now. The Peshastin Water District, as commissioners, put on a 4% a year increase through 2030 because of our debt load and because of the fact that we needed a new well. So the PUD decided that rather than just take the PUD rates and apply those to Peshastin, they would put an adder on because of our infrastructure and our debt load, again on a low-income community. And they said for 3 years they would do that. Now with the rate proposals that have just been made, they're actually talking about extending that for an additional 2 years. Which I do think is unfair to the community there. We agreed to the 3-year period where they have essentially on a residential customer about $3 a month increase over the PUD rates for first year, an additional $3 the second year, an additional $3 the third year. Now they're going to be pushing it back for 2 more years if they delay the rate structure the way they're doing it right now. Again, if they were to use the public power benefit to take away the debt burden and look at infrastructure, $2 million is peanuts when you look at the PUD overall budget. When you look at a community that about 8 or 10 years ago was rated as one of the lowest income in this county, it's a little bit unfair looking that way. When the discussion occurred amongst the commissioners, one of the commissioners said, well, we wouldn't want to see Peshastin have a windfall over this. Well, $3 a month for 240 customers would net the PUD about $3,000 a month, which is not even, as one commissioner says, a blip on the radar with them. So I think a little bit of that was unfair, although we do appreciate that the PUD has taken over that. We do think it's going to be very worthwhile for the community in the long run.
The Indigenous Roots and Reparation Foundation is celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day with a free screening of the movie Fish War. It's an award-winning documentary. It was made in partnership with the Northwest Treaty Tribes and North 40 Productions. The film explores the battle beginning in the Civil Rights era between Indigenous communities, the state of Washington, and non-Indigenous fishermen for fishing rights. After the film, local historians Randy Lewis and Richard Hart will sit for a panel. Registration is required to attend because there's limited seating at the museum, and those interested in attending can register on the Indigenous Roots and Reparations website for 5 o'clock on October 14th. And trail cameras are a big assistance to hunters in the Washington backcountry, but they're also a great way for wildlife managers to figure out where the animals are and where they're going. The Met Howell Conservancy operates the 1,200-acre Sunny M Ranch property, that's near Winthrop, and they have trail cams all over the place, and they've recently collected the migration patterns of moose, bear, cougar, raccoon, even a skunk across the landscape. The Conservancy bought the property last year to maintain it as a place for farmland, trail networks, and possible future housing for the Met Howell Valley. And that's the news at 17 minutes after the hour. One more newscast tonight at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock with the football game sandwiched in between. Eastmont and Eisenhower at 7 o'clock here. So 5, 6, and 10 also online at right around 5 o'clock on our homepage, our Facebook page, and our YouTube page. And don't forget, if there's something out there that you think is newsworthy, get a hold of us. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Sports is next. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Another fall sports season is upon us. Yes, we'll be talking about Eastmont football, but also volleyball and girls soccer. Be sure and join us for the Eastmont Wildcats all season long right here on the NCW Life channel, your local TV station.
Coverage is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor.
Scare Crazy in Cashmere. It's a spooktacular good time all month long in Cashmere. Scarecrows will be waiting for you throughout the town. Silly ones, spooky ones, and everything in between. Yeah, it's Scare Crazy in Cashmere. Bring the family and find the scarecrows all around Cashmere, and be sure to thank these fine sponsors. Get coverage you can trust from Bruce Cheadle, your State Farm agent.
Cashmere Veterinary Clinic is natural pet care in everything they do.
Welcome to Boswell's, where you'll find quality furnishings for every room in your home. Customers ask, do you have solid wood options? Yes, they do. Bamboo, maple, acacia, cherry, mahogany. With 2 floors of quality furniture and complimentary design services, Boswell's design team can create a home that's uniquely yours. For almost a century, people have chosen Boswell's for their quality and customer service. Boswell's Furniture, it's closer than you think.
Flessenow is a small village in Germany, the heritage home to the Bruders family. Today, the Bruders family call Leavenworth home and make award-winning wines that celebrate the American dream. New Flessenow Cellars has spectacular views anywhere around the property, so bring your friends to taste award-winning handcrafted wines and seasonal specialties. New Flessenow is perfect for any celebration. From their family to yours, stop by this weekend and experience the charm for yourself.
"19 minutes after the hour, the Seahawks got off to a slow start. Heck, they never really even got going. And they also committed 3 turnovers. That doesn't help. They lost to San Francisco last night, 36-24. The Seahawks just couldn't get the running game going. They were down 16-0 before a field goal right at halftime gave them something positive. But all in all, Coach Mike McDonald said he's a little disappointed.
Yeah, look, it stings. It stings to have lost 3 in a row. To lose against your division rival at home in prime time, such a great environment. Guys fought their tails off down to the last minute, but we're not playing well enough to beat the team we need to be. So the message to the team is we have we have the people in the building, our players, our coaches, to become a really good football team. And right now we're coming up short. And that's obvious based off the tape. It's obvious based off of what's going on. We got to start faster. We have to win the takeaway differential, which that's a team stat. And we're just not doing the things that good football teams do to win football games. And so we're going to attack it. We're going to take a breather here and really go back and dissect the heck out of this thing. And I just told, you got one or two options. You can give up, or you just keep fighting like heck to make it right. And that's what we're going to do.
Tyler Lockett was asked if the fact that the Seahawks have played 3 games in 11 days was a factor in their 3rd straight loss.
10. I feel like it was 10 days. I mean, that's the schedule. So, I mean, for us, everybody's beat up, everybody's hurting. Obviously, it's something that's new to me. I haven't done that before. I played Sunday, Thursday, not Monday, Sunday, Thursday. And a lot of people might think that extra day is nothing, but for us, that extra day is everything. Because you never know how we're feeling after one game, and you never know, everybody just sees us play Sunday and Monday and Thursday, but they don't see that people can barely walk right after the game. They don't see the things that they got to do day in and day out just to be able to try to practice. Some people can't even practice, right, because of all the things that they felt on Sunday. They compare getting tackled sometimes to always getting into a car wreck. And so, for us, you see the resilience, you see the things that people go through just to be able to fight to get on the field, and to do that on Monday and then turn around and do it Sunday and then do it on Thursday. To me, it speaks volumes to our team. And we're not the only ones who probably be in that situation. So we don't make that an excuse. For us, it's just, you got to take care of your bodies.
So there you go. With the victory, the 49ers take over the top spot in the NFC West. Arizona plays at Green Bay Sunday. The Rams have the weekend off. After beating 10th-ranked Michigan last week, the Huskies have another Big Ten test on the road this Saturday morning. They will be taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's 9 a.m. on Fox. Tomorrow morning, the Cougars are at Fresno State. That'll be tomorrow afternoon at 4 on FS1. Eastern Washington coming off a bye. They'll try to snap a 4-game losing streak. They'll be at Sacramento State tomorrow night. That game on ESPN+. And Central Washington's back home in Ellensburg, trying to win their 5th game in a row against the University of Texas Permian Basin. Saturday's game kicks off at 6 o'clock. Yankees back in the American League Championship Series. The Tigers and Guardians will go to Game 7. Garrett Cole pitched 7 strong innings. Gleyber Torres and Giancarlo Stanton delivered 1 scoring base hits. Yankees clinching the American League Division Series. They're half of it anyway, with a 3-1 win over Kansas City. The Yankees await the winner between the Guardians and the Tigers. The Guardians stayed alive, 5-4 win over Detroit. David Fry's pinch hit home run in the 9th gave Cleveland the room it needed to force the decisive Game 5. That'll be tomorrow in Cleveland at 5:08. Game 5 of the National League Division Series between the Dodgers and the Padres tonight on Fox at 5:08. Game 2 of the NHL season for the Kraken tomorrow. They're in St. Paul to take on the Wild at 5 o'clock at the XL Energy Center. The game will be broadcast on Kong TV, by the way. And the Wenatchee Wild, they're in Victoria for a couple of games in Western Hockey League action. Try to bounce back. They lost back-to-back home games last weekend. They are in Victoria. Games at 7:05 tomorrow and 4:05 on Sunday. You can hear the action locally with our good buddy Austin Andrade on 560 KPQ. Big 9 football takes center stage again tonight. Our cameras and our crew will be out in East Wenatchee for the Eastmont Wildcats and the Eisenhower Cadets tonight. Eastmont is 4-1 after they beat the Panthers last Saturday. Coach Jay Foster says the game against the Cadets will be won or lost up front.
The difference in winning this game, I think we have to control the ball on offense. We have to contain their quarterback. That's still the nature of the beast. We always on defense, we always try to find out what makes them click, who's their guy. And you got to take away what they like to do and force them into something they don't like to do. Sure. And on offense, it's the other way around. You have to impose your will and be able to do what we do. We threw the ball a handful of times last week and they hurt, which is good, for us. That's the way it has to be in our offense. But the bottom line is if we don't run the ball for 300 yards and we don't protect it, we're in trouble. And so as long as we control the line of scrimmage, I think on both sides of the ball, we'll be fine.
Sophomore quarterback Peyton Zielinski is looking forward. It is homecoming tonight, and he hopes another Big 9 win.
We just want to control the line of scrimmage, limit mistakes. I think that's a big thing for us, make them commit mistakes. So just win it up front, I think that's a big thing for us.
What do you like to do when you have any spare time? Do you have any free time?
Not really. I mean, I watch film, so
It's not free time, Peyton.
I like to fish a lot. That's one thing. Fish.
Okay.
I try to golf. I'm not too great at it, but I try to golf.
So fishing, like what kind?
We go, me and my dad. My dad's a part-time guide here in town, so we go Chinook fishing down on the river, go up to banks, go walleye fishing, all that stuff.
So the show will begin on Facebook at 6:30. The broadcast will begin at 7 o'clock here on television. So if you want to watch the pregame show, you got to watch our Facebook page. Eric and Grant with the call kickoff at 7 o'clock. Panthers are on the road tonight. They'll be at West Valley at 7 o'clock. Coach Taylor Mitchell is hoping the Panthers take their lessons from last week's loss and take it to Yakima Valley and win.
I think it's going to be a competitive game. It was a competitive game last year. Came away with a win down there. We're making the trip again this year. They've been scoring a lot of points this year, a lot of high-scoring games. When I think about their Davis game just a week ago, both teams scored over 40 points. So offensively, I think it's, again, taking care of the football, eliminating turnovers, and defensively stringing some stops together. And it's definitely a game that we can win.
Senior wide receiver Ben Cook had a big game last week against Eastmont. He says he feels confident going to tonight's game against the Rams.
So far this season, it's been a rough couple weeks, but heading into West Valley, they're definitely not as good as some of the other teams we played. But still, you got to keep the high hopes up, and you can't expect them to be worse or better than you. You just got to go in, play your best football, and hopefully you get a win.
You guys got to feel battle tested, aren't you? I mean.
Oh yeah. Going against Mount Si, going against teams from Idaho, Eastmont. I mean, we're definitely resilient. Yeah, we've encountered a lot of different play types and different teams and different strengths and weaknesses. But each and every week we get back at it. So.
Cook wanted to make sure a message got out to his family about how much they mean to him.
Just, I love you guys. I mean, you're the reason that I wake up in the morning. You're the reason I keep doing my best each and every day. And you've been supporting me this whole time. And I love you. Can't wait to see where the future takes us. Yeah, it don't matter win or loss. I always have a smile on my face when I see my family, and it's an amazing feeling.
Wenatchee kicks off at West Valley. By the way, they got a brand new turf at West Valley. It's nice. It'll be 7 o'clock. Davis will host Sunnyside. Moses Lake has a non-league game against Post Falls, Idaho. CY play tonight. Ellisburg at Quincy. East Valley will host Toppenish. Grandview visits Sela. Prosser plays a non-leaguer at Royal. And Ephrata will host Othello tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. In the South Central Athletic Conference, Kashmir will try to bounce back from its loss to Royal. They have another tough test. They'll be on the road at Zilla. Connell is at Kiona Benton, while Luke will host College Place. Wapato visits Natchez Valley. All non-leaguers in the Caribou Trail League tomorrow. There's only 3 teams. Chelan plays host to Manson tonight. Omax at Liberty Bell, and Brewster plays host to Cascade tonight. The other 2B games, Bridgeport is at Antioch at 7. Tenaska will host Okanagan at 8. In Central Washington B1B football, Pateras kicks off at 4:30 against Moses Lake Christian. Soap Lake will visit Oroville. Waterville Mansfield on the road at La Conner tomorrow afternoon at 2. Panthers remain unbeaten in Big 9 volleyball. They swept Davis in straight sets at home last night. Moses Lake swept Sunnyside. Eisenhower lost to Eastmont. Eastmont beat Eisenhower 3-2. We don't have that score there. Other winners were East Valley, Ellisburg, and Kashmir. Small school scores from last night. Manson wins, Tenasket wins, Moses Lake Christian wins, Waterville Mansfield got by Garden City Academy. The schedule, Moses Lake will be at Omac in the volleyball tournament in Ephrata tomorrow starting at 8. Okanagan is at Liberty. Cascade will host Sultan, the 12:30 matches. Kashmir's at Wapato. Tenasket hosts Liberty Bell. Waterville Mansfield plays at Brewster. Bridgeport hosts Oroville. And Eastmont will host Central Valley. Soccer from last night. Ephrata blanked East Valley 2-0. Kashmir won their 11th in a row. 2-0 decision over Royal. Okanagan edged Cascade. Brewster beat Omac. Lake Roosevelt over Manson, and Liberty Bell over Oroville. 2 games on the slate today. Manson visits Chelan at 4. Tenasket is at Adna at 7. And there's a whole bunch of games tomorrow. I don't have time to read them all. Just take a look. You might want to check out Eastmont. They're at home against Eisenhower tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And a wakeboarding family from Kashmir is making waves at a competition in Texas, the Gibbers. They're competing at the World Wake Surfing Championships in Fort Worth this week. Yesterday, Mom Carrie scored the best in the Masters female surf category. She's in the finals. 17-year-old Turner, or T-Dog as he's known, He also qualified to advance to the finals in the professional male surf category. Turner will graduate early from Kashmir this winter. He's going to enter the wakeboard surfing circuit. Apparently, you can do that. By the way, his dad, Gabe, is the one driving the boat. That's kind of cool. Best of luck for them. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At the bottom of the hour, for your obscure holiday, it is World Egg Day today. The incredible edible egg. The use of hormones in poultry production was banned in the 1950s. They realized this probably is not a bad idea. So all eggs are hormone-free. Younger chickens lay eggs with thicker shells than older chickens. The color of the egg's shell does not indicate its nutritional value. In fact, egg shells and egg yolk colors can vary, but they have no effect on taste and quality. Egg yolks are one of the few foods that naturally contain vitamin D. Brown eggs are more expensive than white eggs because the hens that lay brown eggs are bigger and then they have to eat more. That makes sense. Eggs age more in one day at room temperature than 1 week in the refrigerator. A hen turns her eggs nearly 50 times a day to keep the yolk from sticking to one side or the other. And there are a lot of reasons why we eat chicken eggs instead of duck eggs or turkey eggs or ostrich eggs. They all lay eggs, but chickens, number one, they lay more eggs than ducks or turkeys. They need less nesting space, and you can take the eggs from the mom without mom trying to attack you. They don't have that motherly instinct, so you just take the egg and she just lays another one. Happy World Egg Day. Today in history at 32 minutes after the hour, 114 years ago today, October 11th, 1910, he was the former president, but he was still a president. Theodore Roosevelt becomes the first U.S. president to fly in an airplane. This is 1910. He flew for 4 minutes. The pilot, and sitting next to him, is Arch Hoxley. The plane was built by the Wright brothers in St. Louis. It cost $242,000 to the United States taxpayers. Arch Hoxley would die 2 months later, attempting to set the world record for highest airplane flight. The air got too thin. He passed out in the plane crash. Thank God TR wasn't on that baby. That was on this date of 1910. Happy 49th birthday to NBC's Saturday Night, now known as Saturday Night Live. Johnny Carson, when he got a new contract with NBC in the spring of 1975, said, "You can't run my shows on Saturday night anymore." They had been feeding, all the NBC affiliates have been getting reruns of The Tonight Show at 11:30 on Saturday night. That came to an end. Affiliates said, now we're going to do NBC, until they turned the whole thing over to Lorne Michaels and said, do a show. It's called Saturday Night. It was originally called, in its first year, NBC's Saturday Night, because there was already a show on called Saturday Night Live on ABC, hosted by Howard Cosell. When that show was canceled, Lorne Michaels changed the show's name to Saturday Night Live, which debuted on this date, Saturday, October 11th, 1975. And 23 years ago today, October 11th, 2001, unable to anticipate the impact of digital cameras, Polaroid files for bankruptcy. And it did not go well because the top 45 executives from Polaroid not only got to keep their jobs, they got bonuses. If you were a stockholder or an employee of Polaroid, you got squat. But it all came around because the company that reorganized Polaroid, the Petters Group Worldwide, itself filed for bankruptcy 7 years later. Remember those cameras? They were all the rage back in the 70s. One historic birthday, two amazing women. Eleanor Roosevelt, probably alongside Hillary Rodham Clinton, the most influential first lady in this country's history, certainly the longest serving first lady in this country's history. Harry Truman called her the first lady of the world. You may have been right. Eleanor Roosevelt was born in the state in 1884. And Senator Patty Murray, currently serving in her 7th term in the Senate. She's the president pro tem of the Senate. That means she's third in line to the presidency. When there's not a Speaker of the House, and we've had a couple of times in the last couple of years when there wasn't a Speaker of the House, she was second in line to the presidency, only behind the Vice President of the United States. She's also the longest serving female senator in history, and she is 74 years old today. Special thanks to Alpine Air for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Your AC may be running still over the weekend, but eventually, and you saw the forecast, come the middle to late part of next week, your heat will be kicking on and probably staying on. Make sure your HVAC system can handle it by giving Alpine Air a call. This is that shoulder season. You don't want it breaking down in February, and it probably won't if Alpine Air gives it a tune-up for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Mike Magnotti's opinion is coming up, and then I had a great conversation with Pete Van Weld. He's one of the local Rotarians who for many, many years have been involved in the eradication of polio. They're not there yet, but they're this close. They have an event at the Pybus Public Market on Saturday the 19th, and then they're going to take over the tap room at Hellbent Brewing for a pub takeover after that. All of it to benefit the eradication of polio. Pete Van Weld, when we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting. Fall has arrived at the Gilded Lily. Luscious colors of rust, orange, and gold lead you throughout the entire store. Gourmet foods to delight your guests. Stylish linens, handcrafted jewelry. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, your lifestyle.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now. I am currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, some of you know my sweet wife Rosie's heart stopped just about a year ago, and thank God, a good pal was with her to do CPR and it saved her life. But another old pal of mine recently died, and I hear that he just collapsed for some reason, and oh gosh, tragically, one of his grandkids found him. Wow, terrible. So considering mortality, now I'm convinced this is not morbid. Considering our mortality is healthy. I really think it's healthy to realize that this is a one-way trip, and ignoring our eventual demise doesn't allow for necessary preparation. And I'm not only talking about the issues of eternal reality. Are our affairs in order? Do we have a will? Do we have an advance directive? Have we arranged for the practical things like making sure the day-to-day issues of our life will be taken care of if we're suddenly gone? That's probably something we should not avoid thinking about. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Bob's Classic Restaurant and Distillery, established in 1987, where we concentrate on what we do best, creating excellent food, exciting drinks, great customer service, and an imaginative atmosphere to craft an excellent dining experience for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shareable or not, that's up to you. Bob's Classic dishes are handcrafted and full of flavor. Enjoy the experience at Bob's Classic with your family and friends today.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Oli Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
Have you ever played that game, What Would You Rather, where you give 2 options to see what your friend would choose? Well, let's try it. What would you rather? Would you rather have a telemarketer from a foreign call center named David, or a local North Central Washington agent who has been helping folks for over 20 years on Medicare and has 5 offices to serve you, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So, what would you rather? Now give us a call at Springwater Insurance. Our phone number, 509-888-2600.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. Downtown Wenatchee, something for everyone. Welcome to Henry Harrow, purveyors of modern-day provisions. Stop in, meet the team, and shop their curated collections of home, kitchen, and bath goods.
Collins Fashions has a sizzling summer sale in progress. Savings throughout the store from special occasion dresses, sundresses, capris, tops, shorts. Collins Fashion staff is here to assist you with your fashion needs Monday through Saturday in downtown Wenatchee.
Downtown Wenatchee, it's all here. When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Polio sucks. It sucks, but we're this close to eradicating polio. The good works of the local Rotary clubs way back nearly 40 years ago with Dr. Ed Cadman, who at one point was the president of Rotary International. I mean, the head, geez, the big dude, right here from little old Wenatchee, USA. And all of the local Rotary clubs in the Wenatchee area. We're talking about Sunrise Rotary, Wenatchee Rotary, Wenatchee Confluence Rotary, and East Wenatchee Rotary. They're all in this together.
You Kuntzes
don't
give Eastmont our due.
We love Eastmont. We love East Wenatchee. We love Pete Van Well, as a matter of fact. Here's talk about October is Polio Eradication Month, Polio Awareness Month. Specifically, October 24th is Polio Awareness Day. We're going to take this chronologically. First of all, Pete, thanks for joining us. This is... So all Rotary clubs everywhere have something that they really latch on to. But this is special for us here in the Wenatchee Valley because of Dr. Cadman and his work in the mid-'80s.
Yeah, so when Dr. Cadman became the president, they were rolling out this Polio Plus initiative, which has become part of the Global Eradication Polio Initiative. And our Global Polio Eradication Initiative, GPEI. And so Polio Plus was the decision. Before then, Rotary clubs had done local projects, or they had done different projects, but they were all kind of from the ground up. And Dr. Cadman and his, the gentleman he replaced as the international president, Dr. Canseco, had decided, they had seen some of the regional around the world, regional groups get polio vaccines out and actually reduce the rate of polio. And so even though it wasn't as troubling in the Western Hemisphere, in the mid-'80s, Rotary International decided as its first initiative for the entire 1.25 million members in hundreds of countries around the world was going to try to eradicate polio through vaccination. And they've been successful. So when they started, there were 360,000, mostly children, affected by polio every year. And this year is actually a high year, but for wild polio virus, it's a little over 40 in 2 endemic countries. So
I was surprised, Pete, when I was doing my research, Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Yes.
They're the only two. Get with it, guys. I was under the impression that it was pretty much done. But as long as it's out there, it's not done.
It's a
even if 2 people have it.
Well, it's a tough area because it's a mountainous area. It's right at the border, and so it's a nomadic people. They don't really necessarily know if they're Afghanistan or Pakistani. They go back and forth across the border. So it's really difficult to come by. And actually, this year's a little high. We've gotten some pushback from the Taliban. You might have seen some of the things about they're kind of bearing down a little bit more on women's rights since they regained control of the country. And a big component are the moms. So when we have these volunteers who are going out at quite some risk.
I don't want to go to Afghanistan or Pakistan or that border area.
And some of the people there feel it's Western interference. And so these people have been kidnapped, murdered, but we found that the moms carrying the message can get it done. And so the numbers are up a little bit this year, but there have been some successes because part of the initiative is to monitor wastewater. Human waste is where the virus goes through, and it's a human virus. It only affects humans. So through the wastewater, part of the initiative is we monitor wastewater, especially in places like Ukraine and Gaza where there's conflict.
And the very infrastructure of the water supply is being undermined.
Yeah. So in Gaza, we did have a vaccine-derived case. So they immediately launched into action. They did get a ceasefire, which in and of itself is unique. But they were able to get a ceasefire. They spent 3 separate periods. It was about 9 days total. And they immunized more kids than they thought they were going to. And so Gaza was a real success, but we need to get the wild polio virus. We've actually killed off 2 of the strains. There's just 1 strain of it left.
We're that close. We're that close. And people are going, why are you guys talking at the Pybus Public Market? Well, there's a good reason we're talking at the Pybus Public Market. There are 2 events, one during the Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market on Saturday the 19th, and then the next week at Hellbent Brewing. We're going to take over the whole damn joint there, and you can do your part. Talk about the farmers market, what you guys are going to be doing on the 19th here at the Pybus.
Well, we do this every year in conjunction with the farmers market, and we're really happy about it. We call it Pennies for Polio. Because polio is not as big of a threat or newsmaker here, it's a great way to have your kids come down and learn about, what happened to kids in the 1950s and the pressures the parents had and really being scared for their children's lives. And it helps get the kids involved. We have jugs set up. They can bring their pennies. They can bring their spare change. We've updated with the time. We have a Venmo card. So if you want to drop a check or a Venmo. And we've done that every year. So we'll have an information booth. There'll be some treats probably for our 2-legged children and possibly for our 4-legged children as well.
Oh,
so
I like that.
Stop by. It's during the market 8 to 1. And should be a lot of fun, and it's just kind of nice to visit with people and see, but especially when you got the little kids that come up, and we have some treats for them, and then they put their money in the jug and things like that. So we have stickers and stuff. It's kind of fun.
And then for the adults, just a few days later on Thursday the 24th of October, you guys are basically just going to take over Hellbent Brewing there, the tap room at Hellbent Brewing, and run the joint for a while.
Yes, it's a pub takeover. October 24th is actually Polio Awareness Day. So there's a lot of things going on. Cashmere's does a pie raffle every year. I'm gonna be lucky to get to that. And that's on Wednesday when they meet. So I might have a pie for some of our prizes. We've been lucky to partner with Hellbent and the tap room. They're going to have a $1 wing special. We're encouraging everybody to wear their favorite Halloween costume because we're so close to the season. We're going to have costume contests, going to be prizes and all sorts of fun and events. It's from 1 to 7, so it's a long time, but we'll kind of keep the party going and come down, have a beer. We'll have the collection jugs there, and if you can donate. The nice thing about donations to Rotary and this particular fund is that they are matched 3 to 1. So when you are making a donation, it automatically multiplies, and 60 cents is a polio vaccine. So you immunize 3 people for 60 cents, 30 people for $6. So you don't have to invest a lot. You can if you'd like. We'd love that.
The more the merrier. And a buck a wing. These guys are losing money on this, but this is the way. This is what these guys do.
And I'm supposed to suggest very strongly that only applies to people who wear their Halloween costumes.
Okay, there you go.
Because I've got a lot of Rotarians who are like bankers saying, I'm coming as a banker, and accountants coming as accountants. So
they don't dress as anything. They dress like you, Pete.
I'll be something.
While I have you here, this is a rare treat. I've had all kinds of service clubs come on the show before, many times, be it Lions or Exchange or whatever the case is. Let's get some folks joining the Rotarian, any of the local chapters of the Rotarians, not necessarily East Wenatchee, Wenatchee Confluence, and Sunrise. There's all kinds of great Rotary clubs. There's a Rotary club out there. Why should people become a Rotarian?
Well, it's really great because most of the money we do raise, we spend here in the community. So parks and different things, different educational opportunities, scholarships, and all 4 clubs are doing them independently. So you're getting 4 times the impact. It also is a great way if people want to volunteer. We've got all sorts of initiatives going on. One of the most successful we've had lately is helping with kind of managing the garbage at the Apple Blossom.
Been a huge success.
Event. Yeah, it's been huge, and it has spread. So now we have things like the convention center. When they have events, they try to go for net zero impact as far as
concessions at the Town Toyota Center has been another one of those examples. It's just
concessions, that's led by the Confluence Club, and it's great if you come to the Rotary stand at concessions. All that money gets filed back because all the people there are not working for a paycheck. That money gets put into whatever club shows up, and they've extended that out to Cashmere and Leavenworth. So also those communities get impacted too if people come and get their beer or chicken wings there, or chicken legs or whatever, chicken nuggets.
But the bottom line, the underlying of all this is that they live here. This is their community. They want to make this the best place they could possibly make it to be, and that's always been Rotary. It's service above self, and that's not lip service. It's nothing cosmetic. It's the way it is. Period.
Yes. Yeah, and it's really also a real nice social organization. You really become friends with people in your club, and you get to know these people. You're working side by side either on projects or pouring beer at the Town Toyota Center. There's also a lot of things going on in the community that if they want to get the word out, they'll come to Rotary meetings, they'll come to your Lions Club meetings. They have programs every week, usually associated with lunch or breakfast, and you come to the meeting and you learn a little bit more about the community as well.
Pete Van Well, it's always good to see you, my friend. Again, polio awareness events, 2 of them during the farmers market, the Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market on Saturday, October 19th. They'll have a booth. Bring your spare change, bring more than your spare change. And yes, they have Vimno now. Go figure. And then on Thursday, October 24th, they're taking over the tap room by Hellbent Brewing inside the Pybus Public Market. It starts at 1. Come down, drink beer, eat wings, and donate. And we will
And lots of prizes.
And lots of prizes. Wear a costume. To get the deals, you got to wear a costume. Let's get this baby done. We're so close to eradicating wild polio. We're almost there.
Yeah, it'd be great if we could get it done, especially since it would be only the second virus, human-borne illness, that would be eradicated. And it has its roots strongly planted in little old Wenatchee. It just shows
cool?
what a small community can achieve.
As long as everybody's rowing the boat in the same direction, it happens.
Yep.
All right. Pete, it's good to see you, my friend.
All right.
You're
Thanks,
watching Wake Up
Sam.
Wenatchee Valley.
You've got your
We'll be right back.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hello, 3 tickets, please.
Oh, the Discovery Center is free to visit.
So you're telling me we could look at the fish for free?
Yep, that's free.
But how much is it to drive the speedboat?
Todo es gratis.
So you're telling me that we could go play on the playground?
Still free.
It's free.
Exactly. Gratis, gratis, gratis. The Discovery Center at Rocky Beach. It's free.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
Still 43 degrees, hasn't moved at all on the old thermostat here in the Wenatchee Valley, but it's going to be a very pleasant day today. This has just been a stunningly gorgeous stretch of weather, really going back to September. I mean, it's just one beautiful day after the other. We need rain, and there's good news. By the middle to late part of next week, we're going to get some. At least it looks that way. Check out this slide from the National Weather Service. We've had unseasonably warm weather, but all the computer models that they all consult all say together that it looks pretty good, that we're going to have unsettled weather basically starting Tuesday night and right on into Wednesday and right on into Thursday and maybe even into next week. So we're looking good for some much needed precipitation, especially Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday. And obviously the temperatures are finally going to go down, not only to where they should be this time of the year, but actually below normal. We've had an insane stretch of temperatures high, well above normal. That's going to change, but we got to get there first. In the meantime, no complaints at all. Just a few clouds. The clouds are already starting to thin out since the show started. So by the time, say, 11 o'clock or noon rolls around, it'll be sunny. From the National Weather Service, one more look at your forecast. Right around 68 or 69, our forecast high today. Again, clouds and sun doing battle, but the sun's going to get the upper hand. Partly cloudy tonight, 45 for the overnight low. It'll be a little warmer than normal for our overnight low because we'll have a little cloud cover. 75 on Saturday. Bring it on, baby. Clear, and 48 for the overnight low on Saturday night. Sunshine and 76 on Sunday. That's close to a record high. Monday is Columbus Day. Don't forget, a holiday for a lot of governments. If you have the day off, you're going to want to go out and enjoy that. Close to a record high there of 76. Things start changing Tuesday afternoon. We'll cool down and get some much needed rain by Wednesday and Thursday. Have yourself a great weekend. Don't forget, we got football tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll see you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.